Michael Carter, a 34-year-old decorated Army veteran, had spent the last 2 years serving his country in Germany. Proud of his service, he eagerly anticipated reuniting with his family in their hometown of Oakwood, Texas. However, his homecoming was overshadowed by a shocking discovery that tested his resilience, faith, and belief in justice. While Michael was overseas, his wife Emily had been staying with her parents in another state to ease the strain of their separation. She planned to return to Oakwood a few weeks before Michael's discharge to prepare their home for his arrival. But when Emily arrived, she was met with an unimaginable sight. Their house, which they had worked tirelessly to maintain and cherish, was occupied by strangers. Panicked, Emily called Michael, her voice trembling with tears and fear as she described the situation. 2 individuals, complete strangers, had moved into their home and refused to leave. Michael felt a surge of anger and helplessness. How could this happen? His home was supposed to be his sanctuary, a place of comfort and safety after years of service. Now, it was being violated by squatters. The situation grew even more infuriating when Emily explained that the squatters, a man named Derek Collins and a woman named Vanessa Taylor, claimed they had permission to stay there rent-free in exchange for fixing up the property. It was a blatant lie. Michael immediately contacted the Oakwood Police Department, hoping for swift action. However, the response he received was far from comforting. The police explained that since the squatters had established residency, the matter was now civil, not criminal. Michael and Emily would need to go through a formal eviction process which could take weeks or even months. Michael was incredulous. How could these intruders have more rights to his home than he and his wife did? He was serving his country, and now he had to fight to reclaim his own property. The frustration was overwhelming, especially since he was still thousands of miles away in Germany. As news of their predicament spread, local media picked up the story. The sight of Derek and Vanessa boldly defending their false claims in front of cameras was infuriating. The house was in disarray, with no utilities, buckets scattered around the yard to collect rainwater, and visible signs of neglect. Seeing his home and his tearful wife on television was almost too much for Michael to bear. Fortunately, the news coverage reached some unexpected allies, a group of local bikers who were also military veterans. Known as the Freedom Riders, this biker gang had a long history of supporting veterans and standing up against injustice. Moved by Michael's story, they decided to intervene. The Freedom Riders were a formidable group. Many of them had seen combat and knew how to handle difficult situations without resorting to violence. They understood the importance of solidarity among veterans and were determined to help Michael reclaim his home. Their plan was simple, but effective. They would show up at Michael's house and make their presence known. Their goal was to make the squatters uncomfortable enough to leave voluntarily. There would be no threats or violence, just the silent but powerful presence of a group that commanded respect. As the bikers prepared to ride to Oakwood, word of their plan spread quickly. It wasn't long before Derek and Vanessa heard about the impending visit. Despite their bravado in front of the cameras, the squatters knew they were outmatched. The thought of facing a group of determined veterans was enough to make them rethink their position. In the middle of the night, Derek and Vanessa packed up their belongings and fled. By the time the Freedom Riders arrived, the house was empty. The tactic had worked. Without a single confrontation, Michael and Emily's home was finally theirs again. Michael was deeply grateful for the help he'd received. The Freedom Riders had not only helped him reclaim his home, but had also restored his faith in the power of community and camaraderie. However, the battle was far from over. The house was in terrible shape, with significant damage from the squatters' neglect. Emily had done her best to clean up before Michael's return, but the wear and tear were extensive. There was a long road ahead to restore their home to its former condition. Michael was determined to put in the hard work, but he knew it would take time and resources. The Oakwood community rallied around the Carter family. Neighbors offered their assistance, and local businesses donated materials and labor. The story of the squatters and the Freedom Riders had touched many hearts, and people were eager to help a veteran in need. As Michael and Emily worked tirelessly to repair their home, they were overwhelmed by the outpouring of support. Volunteers showed up daily to lend a hand, and slowly but surely, the house began to look like a home again. Michael felt a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude for the community that had embraced them. The ordeal had been a harsh reminder of the challenges veterans face even after their service, but it had also highlighted the strength and resilience of the human spirit. Michael and Emily were not alone. They were part of a larger community that valued and supported them. In the end, the house was restored, and Michael and Emily were able to move forward with their lives. They hosted a barbecue to thank everyone who had helped them, inviting the Freedom Riders and their neighbors. It was a joyous occasion, filled with laughter, stories, and a deep sense of connection. As Michael looked around at the faces of those who had come to their aid, he felt a profound sense of gratitude. The experience had been a testament to the power of community and the importance of standing together in the face of adversity. Michael and Emily's story became an inspiration to others, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always hope. Their journey had been difficult, but it had also shown them the true meaning of friendship and support. As the sun set on Oakwood, Michael and Emily Carter knew that they were home. They had faced a great challenge and had come out stronger, surrounded by a community that cared deeply for them. Their story was a testament to the power of unity and the unbreakable bond between those who serve and those they protect. This story teaches us the immense value of community solidarity and standing up for what is right. It highlights how, even in the face of adversity, the support and unity of a community can make a profound difference. The Freedom Riders, a group of military veteran bikers, demonstrated the power of camaraderie and the importance of protecting one's own, showing that no challenge is insurmountable when people come together with a common purpose. The story also underscores the ongoing struggles that veterans face even after their service has ended. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices they make and the respect and support they deserve from society. Moreover, it emphasizes the need for a legal system that adequately protects homeowners from injustices like squatting, ensuring that their rights are upheld. Ultimately, this narrative inspires us to act with empathy and support those in our community who are in need. It asks us to consider how we can make a difference in the lives of others, particularly those who have served our country. How can we, as individuals and as a community, extend our support and stand up for those who have given us so much? What can we do in our own communities to ensure that everyone feels supported and protected, especially our veterans who have sacrificed so much for our country? How can we extend a hand to those in need and make a difference in their lives?